So you want to play Kingdom Hearts 3, but you either don't remember or have never played the games that led up to it. Well, the best thing to do would be to get the 1.5 plus 2.5 HD collection and the 2.8 HD collection together, or the Story So Far collection, which has every game in one set on PS4, and play them for yourself to get the full experience. But of course, not everyone has a PS4. Some of you Xbox players are seriously up a creek, since Kingdom Hearts 3 is the first Kingdom Hearts game to come to the platform. Not everyone has time to play several 30-hour-long games just to understand the conclusion of a storyline that has been building for 16 years. So, here's my video series that will hopefully help you get caught up before you play Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the bottom line for Kingdom Hearts, where I will explain one game at a time and only the plot points you need to really know. No wasting time with Disney plotlines that don't ultimately relate to the main narrative. In this video, we'll be summarizing the events of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, released on the Nintendo 3DS in 2013. This game featured both Sora and Riku as playable characters, and played out as a singular campaign that forced the player to switch between both characters periodically to complete the story. This is also the last full-length Kingdom Hearts game leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3. Since both Sora and Riku's stories happen near simultaneously, I'll be switching back and forth between them when it makes the most sense to the narrative. So, let's get into Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. The story begins with a flashback, where Xehanort turns on his fellow apprentices and releases their hearts in order to turn them into nobodies and form Organization XIII, taking on the pseudonym Ansem. The scene then cuts to Sora and Riku being briefed by Yen Sid in his tower. With Master Xehanort likely to return after the destruction of Ansem and Xemnas, it is time for Sora and Riku to take their own Mark of Mastery exam and become Keyblade Masters. With the information that Sora must rescue those tied to his heart in order to combat Xehanort, Roxas, Xion, Axel, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus, Yen Sid tasks them with entering the dreams of the worlds that were plunged into darkness by the Heartless, and waking them to unlock the sleeping keyholes. Once they unlock 7 sleeping keyholes, they will gain the power to save those who are lost. Yen Sid then sends Sora and Riku to the past, when the Destiny Islands were about to be destroyed. The pair set sail on their raft from the islands, but are hit by a storm. As their raft is destroyed by the waves, the two are pulled under. Both their Keyblades come to them in their moment of need, and unlock the keyhole that appears before them. In that moment, just before they enter the realm of sleep, they see the robed figure of Ansem before them. First, Sora arrives in the dream of Traverse Town, and meets Neku from The World Ends With You. Sora is quick to make friends with him, and is also introduced to his newest enemies, the Dream Eaters. Nightmares are evil Dream Eaters that feed on pleasant dreams, while the kind spirits protect their ward from nightmares. Sora learns how to tame his own spirit in order to fight the nightmares. Afterwards, Neku takes Sora to the 3rd District, revealing that he struck a deal with a person in Organization Cloak to turn Sora over to him. Sora suddenly falls asleep, and the scene changes to Riku. Riku meets Joshua, who explains that this Traverse Town exists as 2 different versions of itself, and that Sora and Riku are separated by this divide in dimensions. Riku also learns how to use Dream Eaters, and is quickly betrayed by Shiki, trying to hand him over to the same mysterious figure. Next, the pair head to the world of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, where Sora encounters the same gray-haired boy, who tells him that his heart is a prison, not for himself but for those who he has no idea are trapped within it, such as Ventus and Vanitas, the latter of which apparates before him. Simultaneously, Riku encounters the boy and Ansem, who mocks him for turning away from the darkness. Back in the current day, Ansem's apprentices wake up in Radiant Garden, including Lee, and realize that with their Heartless and Nobody destroyed, they have been reformed as complete people. However, Lee notices that Braig and Isa are both missing. Later, Sora runs into Xemnas in Pinocchio's world, who compares him to Pinocchio for being a puppet with minimal self-awareness. Riku encounters a hooded figure, who turns out to be a memory of himself created by the world when he was first allied with Maleficent. In the original copy of Tron's world, Xemnas appears with the boy and explains to Sora how everything in a digital world can be copied, deleted, and manipulated to suit an individual's needs, and implies that Sora is much the same. In the present, Yen Sid and Mickey become concerned as they are unable to locate Sora and Riku. In that moment, Maleficent's Raven delivers a letter and Queen Minnie's tiara, saying that she is being held hostage and that Mickey must return to the castle immediately. Sora and Riku then return to Traverse Town to help the gang defeat a Dream Eater that can summon allies to help it. Joshua informs Riku that because time does not flow the same in both versions of the world, that it can be implied that they are not parallel worlds as he once thought. Instead, Riku comes to the conclusion that he is somehow inside of a dream. Meanwhile, Mickey arrives at Disney Castle and finds Maleficent and Pete threatening Minnie unless he allows her to take over the world. However, Mickey perceives that she wants something more. Correct in his assumption, they reveal that she is after the data in Jimny's journals, so that she can use it to rule all the worlds. As they continue to exposit, Lee arrives and runs Pete and Maleficent off and introduces himself as his original name. Lee requests to help the good guys, also asking that he be trained to wield a Keyblade. Donald and Goofy refuse at first. Yensid warns him that the road will be difficult, but Lee is ready for the trials ahead of him. Then, in the sleeping version of Yensid's tower, Sora enters the score from Fantasia and encounters the gray-haired boy once again, who tells him that Sora has been blissfully unaware of their plot the entire time, and that the journey he thought he was on was never as it seemed. Riku also encounters the boy in the other version of the world, where he reveals that he was the original target of their scheme, but that his resistance to darkness forced them to take aim at Sora instead. Once all 7 sleeping keyholes have been unlocked, Sora finds himself in the world that never was, and is curious as to how he's still younger and wearing his new clothes. Xigbar then appears, and a long series of truths are revealed. First, the villains were manipulating the Mark of Mastery exam ever since Sora and Riku found the keyhole for the Destiny Islands. The boy then appears, and continues to explain that their plot was only possible thanks to time travel. The boy reveals himself to be Xehanort as a teenager, and says that when he used to live on the Destiny Islands many decades ago, that Ansem approached him as nothing but a heart, and taught him how to time travel, as well as all the events that occurred in his life thus far, and Xehanort's master plan in the present. From there, Ansem then waited until the day that the Destiny Islands fell to darkness in the original Kingdom Hearts, and placed himself in the proper place to ensure he witnessed Sora and Riku enter the sleeping realm from the keyhole. Because of this event, young Xehanort was able to follow the pair into the dreams of the worlds and manipulate their exam. Sora then begins to have clear symptoms of being caught in a dream, spotting Naminé, who turns into Xion before running off. He chases after her, only to find Roxas, who Sora tries to console by saying he deserves to be his own person just as much as he does. Roxas then shares all his memories and emotions with Sora, who finally understands the suffering that he had gone through in the year that Sora was asleep. After that, Sora chases after Riku and Kairi, but also sees them change into Terra and Aqua, who call him Ven. He is unable to catch them as they walk away, but has a faint memory come to him about how he met Aqua as a child. Just before Riku can wake him up, he is returned to Xigbar, who, along with Xemnas, tell him that nobodies can in fact have hearts, as evidenced by Roxas, Axel, Xion, and Naminé. The truth is that a person's experiences with their environment and other people shape one's heart, and even a body with no heart can grow a replacement given enough time. Along with these revelations is the fact that Organization XIII never planned to give its members hearts of their own, and instead allowed Kingdom Hearts to place fragments of Xehanort's heart into each of them. Through the events of Chain of Memories in Kingdom Hearts II, Xemnas was able to distinguish which members were unfit to harbor Xehanort's heart, whether through lack of trust or will. Xigbar reveals that he is already half Xehanort, and that they plan to do the same to Sora as the 13th vessel for Xehanort's heart. They then say that all the connections that Sora has with the people he has met is what makes his heart one of the most exceptional in existence, and why they chose him.
I know the Keyblade didn't choose me, and I don't care. I'm proud to be a small part of something bigger. The people it did choose. My friends, they are my power!
Sora is then severely weakened by his battle with Xemnas, and begins to be swallowed by darkness. Xehanort's youngest incarnation appears, and confirms that the entire journey was a machinization by the organization, by pointing out the X on Sora's clothes, the accusant's sigil, which told them where Sora was at all times in order to find him and lead him into a deeper and deeper sleep. This same sigil was also on Aqua, Terra, and Ventus's clothes, as well as in the names of every member of Xemnas brought into Organization XIII. He then reveals that all the other members of the new organization have traveled through time in order to bring Sora into their ranks, and once he returns to his own time, he will forget everything he learned in the future, but the remnants of the experience in his heart will bring him to seek the outside world, and begin the cycle once again. Just before Sora falls unconscious, he calls out to Riku to save him. In the realm of light, outside the dream, Sora is brought to the throne room of the organization's castle. As his heart is about to be swallowed by the darkness of sleep, Ven's heart comes to his rescue, and places him in his armor in order to protect him from the darkness. While all this is going on, Riku also arrives in the world that never was, noticing his clothes are still the same. He soon comes across Sora, trapped in a dream. He tries to wake him, but Sora doesn't stir. A nightmare then emerges from the darkness surrounding him, dressed in an Organization cloak. Upon defeating it, Ansem appears and reveals to Riku that when they entered the sleeping realm from the Destiny Islands, that Riku subconsciously panicked after seeing Ansem in the robe, and dove into Sora's dream in order to protect him, becoming a spirit Dream Eater himself, as proven by the emblem on the back of his jacket. Throughout the entire game, Riku is inside Sora's dream, which was why they never existed in the same version of each world, even though they could inhabit it simultaneously. After Riku and Ansem have a battle, Riku is returned to the real world, but still has his Dream Eater powers, insinuating that Sora is still trapped in his dream. He then makes his way to the throne room and finds Sora, but young Xehanort stops him.
Hands off my new vessel.
Vessel?
Yes, we originally had our sights set on you. But you developed a certain resistance to darkness. So we did what the Keyblade did, and moved down the list. Roxas. Now there was a worthy candidate. But, unfortunately, he became too aware of himself, and returned to Sora. Organization XIII's true goal is to divide Xehanort's heart among 13 vessels. Thanks to you and Sora, we learned not all our candidates were fit for the task, but we managed to make up the difference. And now, Sora, the 13th vessel, is within our grasp.
13 Xehanorts? What is...
The real Organization XIII.
the organization?
I am Xehanort from the most distant past. My future self gave me a task: to visit the splintered versions of myself in many worlds and ensure they gathered here today.
From the past?
There are restrictions to movement through time. First, you must leave your body behind to do it. Then there must be a version of you waiting at the destination. Upon arrival, you can only move forward as per the laws of time. And you cannot rewrite the events that are destined to happen.
What have you done?
My most future self will arrive soon. Then time for all of us will return to normal. And I will go back to my era to live the life fate has in store. He can vouch for that.
Stop! I'm glad I'm not too late.
Mickey!
Just grab Sora so we can go. I can't stop them for long.
Okay. Mickey!
I said hands off!
How can you be moving?
Oh no. Are you?
Be gone!
Are you okay, Riku?
Yeah. Thanks, Mickey.
Master Xehanort! We were right about you!
All of this was decided. My 12 selves would welcome me here on this day, when I would return a complete person. It is the future which lies beyond my sight.
Why are you doing this?
In ancient times, people believed that light was a gift from an unseen land by the name of Kingdom Hearts. But Kingdom Hearts was safeguarded by its counterpart, the Keyblade. Warriors vied for that precious light, thus beginning the Keyblade War. The violent clash shattered the Keyblade into 20 pieces. 7 of light and 13 of darkness. And the only real Kingdom Hearts was swallowed by the darkness, never to surface again. I once tried to create my own pure light and darkness to forge the Keyblade, but the attempt ended in failure. In my eagerness, I had lost sight of the correct way to achieve my goal. I acted rashly. I can admit that now.
What you did back then, your mistakes, changed the destinies of 3 of my friends.
Ah, but destiny is never left to chance. I merely guided them to their proper places. The broken boy who failed to be the blade, the misguided master who sacrificed herself for a friend, and the feckless youth who became my new vessel.
I couldn't find a way to save them. But I wanted to believe that their sacrifice stopped you for good. Why? How was I so blind? I should have seen it as soon as Maleficent started gathering the 7 princesses of heart.
Yes. They were all my doing. I used the evil fairy to find 7 pure lights for me, just as I prepared 13 vessels to fill with pure darkness.
But you failed. Sora stopped you in your tracks on both counts.
Yes, he did. That dull, ordinary boy. A Keyblade wielder so unlike any I have ever seen. However, I have not abandoned my ambitions. The 7 Guardians of Light and the 13 Seekers of Darkness.
7 Guardians of Light? Well, for Keyblade wielders, there's me and Riku and Sora. And my 3 missing friends, that's 6. Then the 7th would be... That means the 13 Seekers of Darkness.
Yes, little king. Perceptive. But Sora and another on your list belong to me now. And that puts you 3 guardians short. But worry not. All of the pieces are destined to appear. Your 7 lights, just like my 13 darknesses, whose final clash will beget the prize I seek.
The
Keyblade! But first, the 13 darknesses shall be united. All the seats have been filled. And now, the last vessel shall bear my heart like the rest.
No! Sora! No!
He made it!
You...
Axel!
Axel? Please. The name's Lee. Got it memorized?
You're not supposed to be here!
Promises to keep. I'll always be there to get my friends back. What? Bad timing? You had your perfect little script, but you kind of forgot to write the sequel. Now, let's find out what happens.
What now, you old coot? Our time is up!
Isa.
Why are you here, Axel?
No, I told you my name's... Whatever. Axel. Fine. Now let's get out of here.
Right!
Were we supposed to do that?
I think so.
Goofy, Donald, you saved us!
We are out of time. Neither the union of light nor darkness has been achieved. We must all return whence we came. But the gathering of the 7 and 13 is nigh. Let us finish this at the fated place, once your lights and my darknesses have joined together.
Xehanort's plan is thwarted for now, but Sora is still lost in a deep slumber. Since Riku successfully unlocked the 7 sleeping keyholes from within Sora's dream, he now has the power to awaken a person's sleeping heart, and dives into Sora's heart in order to wake him up. Once there, he finds Sora's heart eclipsed in darkness, and Ventus's armor rises to meet him, but also corrupted by the darkness. Riku manages to shatter the armor, revealing Sora trapped inside. Sora's heart is swallowed by the darkness, but Riku takes up his kingdom key and unlocks his heart.
Roxas? What is it that you're so afraid of? Huh?
Losing something that's important. Roxas? No. Wait.
What is the one thing you care about more than anything else?
Huh? My close friends. What is going on? Oh. Sora! Huh? Who are you?
Riku, what do you wish?
More questions. All right. I wish... to recover something important that I lost.
After answering their questions truthfully, Riku finds a message in a bottle washing upon the shore to his feet. Then, Ansem the Wise appears, and reveals that he is simply what remains of the real Ansem's data that he stored within Sora during his year-long sleep. This data in the bottle will hopefully be of assistance when Sora is in his greatest peril, and gives good faith that Sora can save everyone connected to his heart that was lost. He also reports that since Riku destroyed the nightmare of Ventus's armor and answered Roxas's, Ventus's, and Shionne's questions, that Sora is now awake in the real world. Just before departing, Ansem asks Riku what his name is, and he takes this opportunity to answer him properly and set his heart at ease. Riku then returns to Yensid's tower and finds Sora just fine, celebrating with a tea party. Yensid then calls them together to announce the results of the Mark of Mastery exam.
More than anything, I am grateful to have you both back from Xehanort's deception unharmed. And I am grateful to Lee, whose spontaneous actions turned the tides. I am also deeply sorry for failing to perceive the danger and throwing you headlong into a perilous test. This experience has revealed many hidden truths, and we must gird ourselves for the great clash with darkness that lies before us. I believe we need a new Keyblade Master, one with a new kind of power. Sora and Riku, you both deserve the honor. However, one of you braved the realm of sleep again to unlock the final keyhole and save a friend. Riku, I name you our new true Keyblade Master.
Way to go, Riku!
Yeah?
I knew you were gonna pass with flying colors. This is just so awesome.
Gee, Sora, you're kinda acting like it's you that passed.
I told you Sora still needed some practice.
Hey!
Really? I'm a Keyblade Master?
Congratulations, Riku!
Thank you, Mickey. I owe it to my friends.
I'll catch up with you in no time flat.
What? You want to be a Keyblade Master?
Yeah. I mean, I came here to learn how to wield one.
You?
Hey, thanks for the vote of confidence. You know I was gonna come swooping in, Keyblade in hand. But I just couldn't get mine to materialize. Must be in the snap of the wrist or something. Oh.
Wow!
Sora then leaves, saying that he has something to take care of. In truth, he returned to the realm of sleep to thank his spirit Dream Eaters for their help in his journey. Meanwhile, Lee rushes off to Radiant Garden for reasons of his own, and Yensid sends Riku off on an errand.
Master Yensid, I brought you the guest you asked for, but you never said why.
Huh? Wow!
I have come to learn that you too can wield a Keyblade. I am glad you are here.